So my name's Hanni. I'm a multimedia artist. I work with lots of different materials. Can be a video, paintings, photography, sculpture at times. I'm really interested in working with the landscape, so with place and with materials, and to see what emerges through making, what themes, what can it tell us about the place. By cycling, I've kind of been able to go through various areas. So it's been really interesting to be in this landscape because there's so many different aspects all happening. Obviously, they're all kind of entangled with each other. Also, like, obviously being in the studio with a winemaker is really interesting because the liquid aspect, and I kept thinking about this idea of liquid being like, everything can be, it's a bit like liquid landscape. Collioure, we did a big collaborative drawing, so I think the idea of kind of collaborating, working together and creating together is something that's been really present in all of the workshops. It's that kind of learning with materials, but what can we learn through working with each other? And so in Collioure we did some drawings from the leaves and the objects that we found just outside the studio, and they drew the people who participated drew from memory, but then they also drew over each other's drawings to kind of reimagine an imaginary landscape.
C'est très très beau. Hein.
Ah oui, c'est
Ah oui. Et en fait, c'est ça, de travailler avec les. J'aime beaucoup de travailler avec les matériaux un peu transparents.
Ah oui, ouais.
Parce qu'il y a des possibilités, des layers, possibilités.
And then that collaborative aspect continued on into the project, the collage project at EDEM, where the students made creative, collaborative collages with the photos they have brought with them. It was really important that they brought their own photos because the photos relate to the landscape and the place that they move through all the time. So it's not about me bringing in my stuff and working with it. It's about them bringing in their work, and then they had to cut up the photographs and then work together to recreate a landscape that's based on what is there, but also what could be, or what can that tell us about the world at this current time. So we had work which explores climate change. That came up as a conversation in their work, and they were drawing out themes all the time. We had one which was very textured and busy, and quite destructive in a sense, in terms of, well, that's what the students talked about, and they talked about the internet there and then the fast movement of that. So it started off with the images they'd taken of the place, but it then started to take on new meaning as they worked together to reimagine these landscapes. And there was also one which had multiple worlds all at one time. I thought that was really interesting. Yeah, and then they used the kind of space to talk about their work and to draw out the themes. So that really was the objective in terms of pedagogy there. So I think it was really interesting to work with Virginie and see more of the process of winemaking, and also the history of the cave. There are more and more women winemakers, but there aren't so many at this time. So that was really interesting to have those conversations, and also to look at some parallels between making wine and also the art world, etc.
Moi, je suis Virginie, et puis je suis la propriétaire du domaine La Spanda, qui est un domaine viticole. Et en fait, ça, voilà, cet endroit, c'est ma cave, c'est mon laboratoire. C'est un endroit que je rêvais d'avoir finalement depuis extrêmement longtemps pour servir de passerelle entre les disciplines. Pour moi, c'est mon laboratoire de création de vin. Et puis, à l'étage, j'ai voulu en faire vraiment un laboratoire pour toutes les expressions artistiques, quelles qu'elles soient, quoi. Et ce lien finalement entre le vin, l'art, pour moi c'est un lien évident. On est là vraiment pour nourrir, on est là pour créer de la beauté, on est là pour amener de l'oxygène, pour permettre de voir les choses autrement. Et c'est là où on se rejoint finalement l'artiste. Alors le peintre, le sculpteur, il va prendre un matériel, un matériau, et il va le transformer pour qu'il y ait une partie de lui qui passe par ce matériau. Et avec Hanni ici, ça s'est complètement matérialisé parce qu'elle a passé beaucoup de temps dans les vignes, elle a beaucoup passé de temps à visiter aussi le paysage, qui est finalement l'espace où moi je trouve mes sources d'inspiration, pour ensuite transformer par rapport à ce que je suis cette matière.
We talked about time and patience with making wine, which comes also with making art, and also the fact that sometimes when you're making art, well, a lot of the time for me anyway, not always sure of what's going to come from the process. And I think with wine there's that too, so there's those parallels there. Yeah.